So, moin. Let's see if the headset works or if it's still gonna cut out, but it looks good, I believe. So, who do we have? We have Kalle. Moin, my favorite pickup driver doing no pickup. Yeah. Well, pickup was the support series yesterday. Now it's time for the big guns with DTM. Just like in the real world. Polifima, good morning. Cyril, good morning. Jedi Krieger, moin. Ave, morning. Silicon Crane, morning. Ada, hello, hello. Rusty Glaze, Martin, Stephanie, always here, of course. Guten Morgen. Nikos, moin. Noah, moin. John, moin. Florexo, morning. Racing Ding, morning. Magnus, Jojo-Licht. Florexo, moin, everyone. Der laute Knall. Bam. Good morning. No, it's not DTM Esports. It's basically just a community event on iRacing. 4 a.m. in Canada. Shoosh. Well, time to sleep, or you are very early in the morning. Racing in your home country, yeah. Let's see. It's actually good fun to drive Zandvoort here with the GT3s. So let's server, yeah, let's join this one. Take the Ferrari, just like in round number 1. And yeah, we do the same thing like yesterday. We are doing like 2 hours of some practice now, hopefully some talking in chat, and then do the race. And yeah, same with Pesk, then take a little bit of a breather throughout the day. I have to clean up my apartment a little bit, maybe go for a run, and then we are back for time slot number 2 in the evening. Will you compete in DTM Esports and Race Room as well? Yes, that is my plan. Usus, hello. But yeah, unfortunately, we do not have a full schedule yet for DTM Esports and Race Room. But yeah, I am going to be competing for sure. That's like the only kind of esports championship this year that I'm going to be competing in, I think, or like properly competing in. Stanford makes people think they are all Verstappen's. Porsche Cup has been carnage all week, really. It's a difficult track, especially with the Porsche Cup, I believe. It's a really difficult track. With GT3s, it's actually really nice. I like Race Room a lot, especially the driving part is really good on Race Room, in my opinion. No talking till world record at Zandvoort in practice. Well, what's the world record? That doesn't even exist on iRacing, really. Making world records. Venom, hey. It's wet? Huh? There's a 13% chance actually. Nah, please not. Well, it's a very low chance, but every single practice session that I've joined so far was dry. I didn't even know that there's a 13% chance. What? Nah. Okay, I might just give it a go to see how it feels, because in case it rains, I need to at least have a little bit of a feeling like to what's going on. Let me quickly check. More race room feels much easier than LMU, for example. The biggest problem with that game are the people who are not considering an area as sim racing platform, but a normal racing game. That's what I talked about yesterday, though. Like, it feels easier, but that's actually how, like, those cars in real life drive. Like, GT3s in real life are quite easy to drive in a way. And, like, a lot of sim racing games are way too hard to drive. So I think Race Room is doing a really good job in that. But yeah, a lot of people think that, well, because it's easy to drive, it's not realistic or not a sim, you know. But yeah, that's a topic we talked about yesterday loads. Where I was called out to have an ego for saying that. Don't forget to hide your eye. Yeah, I was just getting some rain setups. Forecast, yeah, true, wait. I can look at the forecast. Clouds. Ah, okay. For qualifying, there's an 11% chance, and then in the race, why can't I go in here? And then for the race, maybe in the beginning it can still be a little bit wet, but yeah, I think it will mostly be dry. I mean, if it's gonna be raining, that's a crazy chance. DTM is an official series, but it doesn't go daily, it just is 1 day. 1 day prior to the real life DTM race. Moin Schrader. I'm driving Ferrari, yeah. Exactly. Easy to drive to a point, but near a limit, far from easy. But that's the same in every single game and everywhere. At the limit, it's obviously always hard. I'm just gonna do a few laps, see how it feels in the wet, just in case we get wet weather. Yeah, let's see. But it's not even that wet anymore. Whoa. Okay, this corner can actually be very tricky in the rain then. But I don't think it's gonna rain, so it's stupid to drive in the rain now. But still, let's see what happens. Because this track might actually be incredibly tough in the rain. But yeah, the track has no drainage again, so many puddles. Hey, CRT. Morning. How are we today? Actually, I feel pretty beat from yesterday. Because yesterday I was starting to cut the video from Pesk, so I went to bed at like 1:30 a.m. So yeah. One more today and then off for the weekend. Nearly asleep. Pretty good. Well, qualifying was bad. I started 27th. And I finished 13th. So, yeah. Again, without any prior practice, really, I take that as a good result. He also spun out. But yeah, that was very, very likely my last Pesk event for the qualifying series. Probably also stay on the inside here, right? Yeah, it's faster on the outside for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna be practicing this. It's not gonna rain anyways. Surely not. And if it's gonna rain, so be it. Now I don't have a practice server though. Well, I can join on another one. Yeah, let's just go Australia then. Since it's probably the server farm we will get anyways for the morning race. If you can see this, I can see this, yeah. When did you feel the switch from casual sim racer to pro? What changed? Never happened to me. I'm doing this for such a long time already. Back then there was no pro. There was nothing like that. So once pro started to show up somehow with like making some money and winning some cool prizes, I was already in it. So I just smoothly transitioned kind of. But yeah, the biggest thing was probably when I was with Williams Formula One. And yeah, basically then the first time earning money, like proper money with sim racing. That was probably the first time where like the realization was there, like, hey, this is actually something more than just casual driving. But I had the realization before that already that it can get there. It definitely is expensive, yeah. Äh, weiß ich nicht, ich mag es einfach auf einem Online-Server zu sein. Generell, ich bin Freund von Online-Spielen. Ich spiele zum Beispiel absolut keine Spiele, die offline sind. Deswegen, sobald ich online gehen kann, bin ich online. Thoughts on Sim Magic? Never used it. I see no count. Should I put a counter on for DTM? Maybe one day we'll be racing side by side in pickup. For sure. Ich fahr beide heute, ja. Let's see. Timer. DTM, and we're gonna be starting in so that is, yeah, timer should be correct. Yeah, you're right, CIT. You're right. There's so much I still have to do. There's gonna be one point where I can actually take on all of that stuff. Hey, Nico. Well then, happy practicing in the session here. But I might actually go for an offline session later on or in a bit to test out maybe some more setup stuff. First time you got a stream without pickup? And you missed quite a lot of streams because there has been quite some GT3 lately. You have two options. You have one season in any GT3 series, but you can't use a sim again, or stay in sim but can't race a car. Stay in sim but can't race a car. Easy answer. I mean, the first option is can't use a sim again. So do you mean in this time, in like this one season I can't use a sim, or do you mean I can't use the sim forever? Because if it means that I can't use the sim forever, well then it's an easy answer. In that season, then probably just for one season, not use it again. But yeah, then one season of being unemployed and having to live off water and bread. But ideally, if that were ever going to happen again, where I can drive in real life, I always want to like do both at the same time. That's always what I wanted to do. Because so many sim racers who get a chance to drive in real life, then they just completely forget about sim racing during that time somehow. I never understand why people are doing that, because it's not a timing issue, like you're not racing 24/7. Einmal die Woche ein Döner auf der Nacken, okay. Oh, gonna be sick of Döner then very quick though. Really, Max? That's crazy. Like for me it was the opposite. I like even didn't matter if good or bad weekend, I was in the sim on Monday when I came home from my weekends of racing. Ferrari quickest? No idea. It's just the first car I picked. I didn't test anything else. Podium? Ja, schauen wir mal. Aber Podium ist das Ziel natürlich. Im ersten Timeslot ist sogar Win das Ziel. Solange Johann nicht auftaucht. But I hope I have a good, decent enough setup. For Red Bull Ring, first round, I think I definitely went into the completely wrong direction with the setup. But this week feels a lot better already. I didn't try a lot, only tried a couple of like minor things. Like basically I tried to figure out rake, tried to figure out wing, and that's basically all I did with the setup. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But definitely have like more of a better feeling for those cars now compared to first round of DTM. I wonder who's gonna show up anyways, but every one of the good drivers who drove last time DTM is not doing PESC, so they might all just show up once again. We'll see. .31.4, that's a pretty good time. If it's not qualifying. But even for qualifying, it's a good time. Mein Lieblingspodcast, ja. Guten Morgen. Im Löhner Morgen Podcast. much better would you say you are now when you joined your first professional sim racing team? That is hard to say. It's actually hard to say since times back then were just different. But I wouldn't say, like, I feel like maybe in the details I'm definitely a bit better, but it's not like I'm massively better because I joined the first professional team back in, what was it, 2018 with Williams. And like from 19 on, well, maybe in like 2 years after, or 1 year after I've joined my first professional team, that's when I peaked, kind of. Now I'm getting old and I'm just getting slower, you know. No, but I would say my peak years of sim racing were 2019 to 2021. Ja. Ich bin 27. What the fuck, ich weiß nicht mehr wie alt ich bin. 27. 27? Doch, ja, klar. Dieses Jahr 28. Where can I get a good setup for this race? Go Setups. Glad that you asked. Ja. 98er Baujahr. How are we doing? Pretty good. I'm excited for the races today in DTM. Best driver I've ever raced against. Many. You can just count the top sim racers. Josh Rogers, Max Benecke, Sebastian Schopp, Max Verstappen as well. Like all of these are some of the best, some of the very best. And yeah. Rarely ever won against them. You can get a PESC setup on Go, yes. Yes. At least I think so. At least I think they provide it, yeah. They should. How good is Max actually against the top guys like yourself on every, like on our level? If Max really goes for it, he's sometimes even better than the best sim racer. That's how crazy this guy is. With who am I having the best battle on track? Lasse. Recently with Lasse, always the best battles on track. Do you think it's possible for a sim racer to get within the 10th of a perfect lap? Well, that's something I would be very, very interested in. I would love to see task runs in sim racing. Like, I always ask myself how close we are actually to a perfect lap. I want to have something similar in Trackmania. I say it every single time. I want something like in Trackmania where they do task runs and find out what really is the perfect, absolute fastest way and fastest time. And how far are we actually off of that? But I don't think that's really possible in sim racing to do. What defines the perfect lap? The perfect lap would be physically, like what's physically possible to be the fastest ever lap possible. That would be the perfect lap. That no human probably could ever replicate. AI is my answer, yeah, but I don't know if that's really possible in sim racing to do that. Exactly, the tire temp changes are making it impossible for AI or any task run or so to do. Because unlike on Trackmania, where you basically just find out the fastest kind of input and line, in sim racing the fastest input and line will not be the fastest lap time. Because especially on iRacing you have to drive not to get the fastest and best inputs, you have to drive in a way that you keep the tires in the absolute perfect window. So what you wanna do in sim racing, or especially on iRacing, is not make a task run that has the best inputs possible, but basically make a task run that keeps the tires in the absolute perfect window all the time. And that's impossible to do. Used to calculate it, but how do you calculate it? You just take the optimals out of every sector, or what? Yeah, but that also doesn't work per corner, right? Like, what if you overshoot the corner once, but then afterwards have a bad straight? But then obviously you have a good straight in one other run, then you just, that time is not, it's not an accurate time then, if it's done like that. From a single peak of Sim Rig video. Yeah, nice. That's cool to hear. Per corner optimals, yeah. Like, we always did it with like sector optimals, because I think it's a bit more accurate in that way. But even that is wrong. You can approach, like when the sector line is maybe in the braking zone of a corner, then yeah, you just overshoot the corner once and you have a better sector, like a better optimum for that one sector. But it's impossible to then obviously have still a good corner, so those times are not really real. But yeah, we just need like those crazy people that exist on Trackmania to spend thousands of hours to find out like how AI you can make runs there and whatever. We just need someone with the AI knowledge and the coding knowledge and the craziness to spend thousands of hours to actually find that out. Benchboard braking always consistent. That's the biggest fake news I've ever heard. I don't know if that's possible in iRacing to get into... I mean... You don't have to get into like the code or anything, you basically just have to tell the game do this input at this exact time. My take on Jimmy Broadbent's right foot braking, my take is that he should maybe try left foot braking so he can find a few more seconds on the track. No idea why he does right foot braking there. I was shocked when I saw it on stream. Don't even dare to say it. I was ashamed that a sim racer is doing that. You see his explanation that he can't reach it. That's what I don't understand though. Like, how can you not reach the pedal? Jared right foot braked in Pesk? Bruh. I don't know, man. Yeah, but on iRacing it works, you know? On iRacing that works, because you don't want to overlap anyways. Barrichello right foot braked in F1. Yeah, I don't know, but that just somehow tells me that all of those drivers are just slow in real life. And we only get to see them actually being fast because there's no one who's actually quick in F1 then. Incoming, I have ego messages. Like, you cannot tell me that Barrichello was on his absolute limit with right foot braking. Cannot be. That's not possible. It's physically not possible. So let me quickly change my shirt. I need some sort of a sports shirt, otherwise I'm gonna be sweating today like crazy. It's already like it's gonna be 21 degrees today already, and I already feel it in the room. So yeah. One moment. Up. I mean, 21 is not the hottest, yeah, but if you have a PC next to you that throws out, I don't know, like 70 degrees of heat, then It's getting hot at some point. By the way, Kevin, you're not doing DTM by any chance? Negative copy. Did you like pickup on Sim Rig yesterday? Yeah, actually, yes. It went surprisingly well. Visit Australia sometime, Moritz? I want to, but at the same time I don't want to. Because there's so many crawling things that I wouldn't be too happy about seeing. But yeah, definitely at some point I wanna be going to like Australia and visit. Maybe there's gonna be a sim racing event one time. Or maybe I'm gonna be surprisingly invited by a real life team to drive the Bathurst 12 hours one time. By the way, Johan, are you doing the first time slot or only the last time slot? Because of a LinkedIn like, exactly. I'll do both? Shit. Bad for me then. Actually, I wanna try another setup. Okay. Yeah, I did some setup building 2 days ago. That's about it, really. But yeah, the setup building was literally just figuring out Drake and wing, and that's about it. If you pull this a second time, I'm gonna give you my lottery tickets to fill out. I don't think this is ever going to happen again. That was just a one-time lucky thing. You plan to race Nürburgring Endurance this weekend? No. This weekend I am occupied. I'm gonna be drinking some beers at my basically local Oktoberfest. So yeah, tons of beer and driving will not go well, so no driving on the weekend. Exakt. Erlangenberg. I say Oktoberfest, but I mean, in Germany we have like a lot of beer fests everywhere, like. I don't like beer except for like one occasion, like 1 or 2 times a year for like Oktoberfest or like the beer fests that we have here in Germany. That's the only time I like beer though. But also there, most of the time I'm actually not drinking beer there, I'm just drinking whatever, like some sort of vodka mix or so. In Erlangen. Erlangener Bergkirchweih. It's a social event, yeah. That's when that's when I don't mind drinking it. Johan, did you end up on the Ferrari or the Porsche? Ah, never. Nee. I did 4 hours solo, yeah. The first NEC race of this year I did solo. Pepe? Nice, so I'm in the correct car at least. Bro, this track is so fucking bad to read chat. impossible to read chat, really. Ich komme aus Gegend Erlangen, ja. DTM werde ich aber nicht da sein. Ich bin ziemlich sicher in Silverstone bei der Formel 1 von Mercedes eingeladen. I've driven Nürburgring IRL, yes. Did a couple of tourist drives, and Nürburgring GP I drove in the DTM Trophy. BMW, pretty good here. Okay. Maybe I have to switch. If BMW gives me a call, like, hey, we give you a real life M4 if you're gonna do it. Yeah, Zandvoort is not gonna be good for racing, that's true. On it, but there may be actually like 2, maybe even 3 corners where you can actually make some overtakes happen, so we'll see. Schnellster Rennwagen, LMP3. Ja. How am I today? Exhausted, not gonna lie. A little bit exhausted. Putting the right amount of fuel in, yeah. Nee, GT3 noch nicht gefahren, nee. I think especially the new Zandvoort is really nice. At first, like when they changed Zandvoort, I was very skeptical. But the new Zandvoort is actually really good. Also, it improved racing quite a bit. Were you driving DTM IRL during 2021? Yeah, the DTM Trophy I was driving IRL 2021 and 2022. I'm gonna go to a private server real quick to test out 2 setups. Static. Go with 50. Oh. DTM Trophy war GT4, genau. What's it like being able to look at chat now? Good. And finally properly read. So, I'm gonna be trying this one first. Okay. Nee, momentan Real Life nicht mehr unterwegs. I have done Formula Regional, yeah. A few weeks ago on stream, and there's also 2 YouTube videos actually of me driving F4 on iRacing. Yes, we do. Like if LMP2 is driving at Watkins, then we have setups for Watkins for sure. And I mean, for the Watkins race, there will be official setups coming out anyways, so yes. Noch jung. Das ist ein Jahr her, oder nicht? 2 Jahre vielleicht. Nicht so stark gealtert. Of course I put the gravel on the road. Get LMU. LMU has quite a big community now, it's not that expensive. And it has good potential in terms of creating content as well, because you're basically building yourself up with a game that is also building itself up right now. So I would say LMU is a good start. But yeah, iRacing at the moment is the best option for like content in general. But also, there's a lot of content on iRacing already, so you will have a lot more people to compete against. I mean, Race Room would be kind of the cheapest option, of course. Just that Race Room is not that popular, not that many people, but it's a really, really good game, a really fun game. What are the physical force in a real life LMP3 car like? I would say everything racing in real life that is not a GTP, hypercar or F1 car is physically easy. Maybe Formula 2 car as well, of course, but otherwise everything else is not that physically exhausting. If you have at least some decent, like if you at least do a little bit of sports, you know. If you're a couch potato, then yeah, every single car is gonna be physically exhausting. But yeah, LMP3 is the only ever thing that is gonna be the most exhausting, and the one that stops you from you know, feeling good first is your neck. Doesn't matter if GT4, LMP3, or any car you're driving on a racetrack with like slicks or so. The first time for your neck is gonna be bad. But a couple times in, then your neck is already gonna be more prepared. You have some more muscles on the neck, and you're gonna be fine. I'll pay to see a couch potato in a race car. Well, Johan, look no further. You just have to look into Ferrari Challenge. Or in all of those like gentleman driver series, there you have all of those couch potatoes driving. or basically not couch potatoes, but rich men who work all day, eat all day, and have never seen a gym before. And yeah, even those people can drive those cars without dying, so yeah. That's how you know that motorsport is not a physical sport. The only time where motorsport actually gets exhausting is when you put the focus in, when you are 100% concentrated. Best example is, for example, I was driving a test day. I could be driving the whole day, the test day, and I don't feel anything in my body, or I'm not exhausted at all. But as soon as you go into a race situation where your focus is like on 100% for like an hour straight, that's when it gets exhausting. And that's where it's exactly the same for sim racing. I could be doing sim racing, I could be lapping like this the whole day. Wouldn't faze me, but it really only gets exhausting when I'm in like a PESC race or whatever, or now a DTM race where I'm like 100% concentrated for an hour straight. Then it gets exhausting. Coaching is 80 euros per hour. And yeah, go-kart, I've never driven go-kart before, but go-kart is probably 20 times, 30 times or more exhausting than any race car. That is not a Formula 1, of course. Karting is completely, that's crazy. But every like GT cars or so, or I don't know, that's not that hard to drive. With the sustainable income, you have to do both. I mean, generally, you always should be doing both streaming and content. Even open wheel, like open wheelers are also not that crazy in terms of corner speed, except for when you come maybe to Formula 2. Formula 3 might also get a little bit more exhausting already, but yeah. 8 euros for coaching for 1 hour, yes. What makes karting harder than GT3? I don't know exactly, but just go rental karting. Even rental karting, that shit is exhausting if you do it for like an hour straight. Like it completely kills you. And yeah, then like the actual pro karting is, I don't know, 50 times worse. Never done it, but that's how I imagine it to be. Sucks we don't have this Ferrari in race room anymore. It's crazy that Ferrari is that stupid with their licenses. Like just give out the license and let your fans enjoy the car, man. It's insane that they want so much money for it. Best game to start on is LMU at the moment, yeah. I would say LMU. Depending on what you want, if you want GT3 or hypercar racing, then LMU. If you maybe want some older cars as well, then Race Room is a very good option. I would say to start with Race Room or LMU are the best options at the moment. Pet talk and painting. Thursday rules. What are you painting? But I actually wanted to test setup though, like I'm just talking, I'm not actually testing anything. Forza Horizon 6 feels like LMU. Well, then Forza Horizon 6 is pretty realistic. Pretty good. Wow, what is this understeer? I think I'm just gonna stick to the setup I built. See how it goes. That's why you stream to talk to us, yeah. Well, I'm also streaming to show you good content. So I have to juggle both of them. Lieblings GT4 and iRacing? Porsche momentan. How do you find Forza? I enjoyed it a lot, but I played too much. Like I took the weekend off to play Forza all day with a friend, but that's not what I enjoy. I like Forza is for me like just jump in every once in a while, do a couple of races, do this and do that, and like trying to get through the story that quick. It felt like a chore instead of enjoyment, but the game is really good. I like it. But for games like that, I really much enjoy like driving around the map, looking at everything and stuff like that. That's what I love about Forza. Oi, 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 oi. Why is it not announcing though?
Susie_Q, fairy emoji, gifted at Tim 6713 a membership. Susie_Q, fairy emoji, gifted at Tucky's a membership.
Do we get this 5 times now?
Susie_Q, fairy emoji, gifted at Pts Aviation a membership.
Fairy emoji. We're gonna wait until it's
Susie_Q, fairy emoji, gifted at Mark Swan a membership. Susie_Q, fairy emoji, gifted at Awesome Gumball 14 a membership.
Why does it say Susie though? It was Stephanie doing it. Or is there like why does it say Susie? Thank you so much, Stephanie, though. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, apparently you're called Susie now. YouTube channel name, okay. But the last time it didn't do that, right? I think the last times it always said Stephanie. No? Ah, but didn't I change that it doesn't announce it like 5 times in a row? That's kind of bad that it does it like 5 times in a row. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to fully turn it off, but I think we looked at it the last time that it can't be turned off really. How long or how much would it take to build a sustainable income from sim racing, streaming and content creating about sim racing? And how much quicker would the process be with sponsorship deals? I would say it's almost impossible. Like, look at my channel. My numbers, my viewing numbers are pretty high for sim racing terms, like especially my videos. And you're not like I'm not even close to making a living out of, just content. So it's impossible. You can make some nice small side money with it, but you're not gonna be making like a living out of it or anything like that. So membership gift. I looked at it the last time. Maybe the website would make it possible, yeah. I still need to get employed, of course, yeah. No, you can only do sim racing like full time when you have an esports contract, when you do setups for a website, when you do coaching, when you do content. And when you do all of those things at the same time and basically work 12 hours a day, then you can make it happen. That's how I basically do it at the moment. Yeah, or you move to Dubai or so, then you can live off of just earning 2,000 or so. But if I become like a broadband or something, well then yeah. You need sponsorship deals for content. Then you can make it happen at some point. But like through YouTube alone or content alone, you're not gonna make money. Yeah, I cannot put text to speech. I have to disable it. Sad. Sad really. Nee, also reich wird man wirklich nur. Also da muss schon geisteskrank viel passieren, damit das irgendwie was wird. Yeah, there are ads on stream, yes. So I can click insert ad now and you're not gonna get an ad, but I get the payment. But yeah, no, that's how it is in sim racing. Like unless you have like of course like Jimmy Broadbent or so, but where you have like millions of followers and YouTube views and then probably like good sponsorship deals, you have to do so many things and like work your ass off to make it happen. Best feature, yeah. I don't like YouTube Premium is I talked about this with a friend yesterday. YouTube Premium is the best subscription anywhere on the internet. You have YouTube Music. You don't need Spotify anymore. YouTube Music is so much better, anyways, like a million times better. You have ad-free viewing on live streams, on YouTube videos, and everything. You can download videos. There's so much to it. Literally the best subscription on the internet. Okay, tested the setup. Not gonna do it. Go back to our server. If you're the best in the world, you have a chance. Otherwise, just think of sim racing as practice you're gonna make. That's not true. I mean, most content creators are far from being the best in the world. So yeah, that's why I say like you just need a plan for what you want to do. You need something where you are maybe a little bit different to everyone else. You need to obviously have something special where people want to watch you. Um, but yeah, you don't need to be a pro driver or the best in the world in sim racing to make like good content or so. You just need a plan. You need a shit ton of dedication because all of this, like going live, streaming, YouTube videos, like uploading a video every once in a while, so it looks always so easy on the outside. Like I don't want to complain. I'm definitely not complaining. I love what I do, but you need like it's a shit ton amount of work, and that's what people usually don't see. Because all you guys or all people ever see is like, oh yeah, he uploaded a YouTube video. Oh yeah, now he streams for like 3 hours. Which of course, yeah, it looks easy and it sounds easy, but there's so much more behind that. I've heard of RoSim, yeah, a sim racing game on Roblox. We've like a couple of weeks ago, months ago, we watched some stuff on the stream about that. It's pretty good. But yeah, in terms of content, you just gotta do it. Like a friend of mine recently, like he goes to the gym very often, for example. He was like, hey, I just want to try out making videos now about that, like making some motivational videos about gym, about just, pushing yourself in life and stuff like that. And also his first thought was like, what do others think? And what if others think it's embarrassing or so? Fuck everyone else. Just do whatever you want to do, and then once your videos or whatever actually take off, then everyone is gonna be like, holy shit, man, this is fucking sick what you're doing. Same for me. Like I was doing sim racing when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old already in school, and everyone was kind of making fun of me, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not playing Call of Duty like everyone else. You're sitting in your rig driving little cars. And once I made money with it and actually went somewhere, everyone was like, holy shit, this is so fucking cool what you're doing. And it works with everything in life. Like, at first, everyone is always gonna say, this is kind of strange what you're doing. But once it actually works, then everyone is like, holy shit, hey, cool stuff that you're doing. So just do it, man. If it works out, perfect, it worked out. If it doesn't, there's nothing to lose. And yeah, Kevin, there's also in sim racing, I think so many pros, I don't know, somehow have this feeling of also like, oh, I could embarrass myself by making videos now, talking to a camera. So like, fuck it, everyone should do it. Because especially as pros have like already like a base to start with pretty much. No, you cannot. Let me tell you, I can look at my analytics right now on YouTube. Like, all of my videos right now are doing 50k, 30k, 20k views every single video, which on YouTube is actually really fucking good. And those are really good viewing numbers, but it's far from paying enough money to live from it. You need
Elegant
sponsorships.
Loon subscribed.
Elegant Loon, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you. I was sitting here painting shoes, but yeah, the painting shoes sounds like it's something you enjoy, and maybe at some point if you spend the most time and maybe also combine it with social media or whatever, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but if you just, I don't know, everyone always says that, but if you just work hard enough, then you at least have the opportunity to get there and make something happen, you know? Yeah. So like you can basically say it depends on the area, of course. Like if you do financial videos, you're gonna make more money with advertisement. But in sim racing, like my video that hit 60k views, for example, a couple months ago, that made me 250 euros. So yeah, 250 euros is 250 euros. I am not complaining about that, but you cannot live off that. You basically need one, like every single day, a 50k video. Otherwise it's not possible. My friend used to make a 2-month salary on YouTube per video from ad revenue alone. Yeah, but then he has millions of views or what? Skip barber going faster? No. The good thing about YouTube income is it's stackable. Yeah. And that's the same thing with everything that you're doing on your own, being self-employed. It's always stackable. But yeah, you need tons of dedication. That's where most people fail. Because everyone always says, "Oh, I wish I could this, I could do this, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish I could do what you are doing. It's so nice," but no one actually sees how much work and dedication is going in there. And then they stop after trying for a week. €250 is like 1/4 of a comfortable salary. Where do you live? Like in Germany, you cannot even pay rent with €1,000. Doesn't matter where you live. So yeah, it depends on the country, of course. If you live in, I don't know, a country where you also don't pay any taxes, then yeah. I live in Malaysia. Stuff is cheap here, okay. Well, in Europe, for example, if you make 1,000 euros on YouTube, then already like, I don't know, 400 of that is going to the state. So you end up, from your 1,000 that you made on YouTube, you end up with, if you're lucky, with 600 euros. And those 600 euros will immediately go into the rent, and you will need more than that. So yeah, you cannot live off YouTube income here. You like if I move to Dubai, yeah, then life would probably be easy, but not here. Okay, yeah. Then depending, of course, yeah. Depending on where you live, then that's different. Yeah, it's okay. That's true. I didn't think about that, but yeah. If you make the same amount of views as I am doing, in Germany you have like a very bad life with that, but in other countries you might live the life of a king already. Yeah, that's true. Why is stuff so expensive elsewhere? I mean, it isn't really. Like, if you worked a normal job in your country, you also can't afford shit probably, because also your salaries are much lower. But yeah, if you're at some point self-employed and like make money through YouTube or so, then living in a poorer country is obviously much more beneficial. So yeah, I don't know, like in a situation that I am in right now where I make money through sim racing, if it was all about the money, I would have to move to like Dubai or so, obviously to not pay taxes, and then I would have good money. But here in Germany, it's just normal. And that's the reason why so many people move to Dubai, when they actually make money through the internet. France? Nah. No disrespect, but I would never want to move to France. No tire change, only fuel. I need to still calculate fuel as well. Morning, Jost. Yeah, of course. Of course, Andre. But at least you keep, like, if you make 5,000, you pretty much keep 5,000 if you live there. I have to make, in Germany I have to make 11,000 or 10,000 to actually have a net of 5,000 in the end, you know. That's the difference. And everything is the same expensive as in Dubai. Would you move to Dubai? No. I enjoy life in Germany much more. Like there's so much cool shit happening in Europe and like all of that stuff with friends and that. Yeah, would just be missing that. No, I'll probably not move there. Like, even though life in Europe is so expensive and like as a self-employed, you can obviously financially it would be better to be in like Dubai or other countries like that with low taxes. But then the life is just so nice. I can jump into my car within, I don't know, 3 hours I'm in Italy or in short amount of time in France and all of that. Like, the life here is pretty cool with everything we have here. You just don't have that in, for example, if you move to Dubai. So yeah, motivation is just to make even more money to be able to afford living here. No, but at the end of the day, I just want to enjoy my life. I don't need to make millions. I just want to have money to survive and be fine with it. Renting for life, for sure, yeah. But I think that's been... I mean, yeah, people built houses more easily back then. That's definitely not possible anymore nowadays, really. Try to survive, that's basically what I'm doing, yeah. thoughts on Zandvoort. It's a driver's track. Like, driving it is great. Racing it usually is quite boring since there's not much you can do in most cases. Ah. So let's see how much fuel. Is it just me, or is healthcare and insurance just impossibly expensive in the US these days? I don't know how it works there in the US actually. I never properly... I didn't have telemetry on. Stupid. Okay, gotta drive again then. No, telemetry is on. Why is it not? Why is it not giving it to me then? There we go. Or? What percent of iRacing content do I own? No idea. Quite a lot, I believe. So, Zandvoort. 31.6. Let's see how much fuel I used. $2.6 per lap. Ich Pause von Content mache? Momentan nicht, nein. Yeah, Johan will be driving both of the races today.
Yup, Davos for 5 months.
Yup. Thank you so much. Yup. For the 5 months already. Shoosh. Oh my.
At Nelson Silver 6762 super chatted $11.73. Just keep the good work, big fan, Portugal emoji.
Thank you so much, Nelson, for the 10 euros. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it big time. Okay, let's calculate fuel. Was 36 laps. Yeah, 36 laps. 93.6. Was das für eine DTM-Serie ist, das ist einfach eine ganz normale, hier, kannst hier ins Official gehen, ist wie jedes andere Rennen auch, DTM, kannst dich fürs Rennen anmelden und einfach fahren, ist nichts Besonderes, ist einfach nur mit der DTM zusammen eine offizielle Serie, aber kein E-Sports, nix und so, ist einfach nur zum Spaß. Also Spaß halt für die Community. Okay, 93.6 liters in total, and you start with what? 67.6 liters. So I have to refuel 26 liters. Okay. This wasn't a good lap, Yup. The lap should be much faster. Okay, let's... We don't have too much time anymore, right? Time went by too quick. 9 liters for the qualifying. Let's quickly do the qualifying setup and then register for the race. You suck. Okay. Hopefully you got enough fuel. Yeah, this time for sure. By the way, got a nice little thingy. Here. New race room update. I told them that their side draft is broken and they were working hard now for like 3 weeks, I believe. Look, I got a mention in the change log. But that's what I think is so good on race room. Like something with the side draft was broken when I tried it the other day, and I texted them and was like, "Hey, you should look into this. This is how it works. This is how it should be." And they got to work immediately. Like just a day afterwards, sent me like screenshots of how they work on it. With like they put on like a new system of how they can see the draft visually and stuff like that. They worked on it and they fixed it within 3 weeks. So yeah, that's about that. I've never seen that on iRacing, for example. You can tell them all you want, they won't change anything. So we register for the race. Let's see how many signups we're actually getting this week. I think Zandvoort is not going to be as popular as Red Bull Ring, I would imagine. In the description, you can see what stuff I use for my setup. Can you DM me what you notice in Discord? Notice what? Notice what? I said they're looking into forecasting 6 months ago. Race room. I still don't get it. What do I notice about race room? Well, they changed it though, but I haven't I haven't tried it yet if it's actually good. I mean, maybe they changed it. It's much worse than before. So yeah, they work on it quite nicely, and they like work closely together with me at least, and like finding out stuff and whatnot. But I haven't tried it yet if it's actually good. On the draft thing, the draft thing 3 weeks ago was that you went from behind, you got in a draft, you got closer, and as soon as you got out of the draft, both cars that went side by side slowed down, but you as the car behind slowed down more significantly, so you had like the overspeed getting out of the draft, and you immediately were like slowed down, so you couldn't overtake anymore. Maybe you should make race room videos. You should. Race room is a really good game. Gonna be making Noah Eda as well, but with a Smurf account. Any prizes in the iRacing DTM? No. In the race room DTM, you have 75,000 prize pool. So let's do some quali runs. How many cars and tracks? I mean, you should only get on iRacing what you want to drive. So I wouldn't say to get this and that. You actually just get what you want to drive. Because it doesn't make sense to buy a big variety of cars if you never use it. I drive race from DTM series, yes. Has doing DTM improved your opinion of iRacing GT3 cars? Not really, no. Wow. Is DTM with tire warmers? In qualifying in the race start, yeah. In real life, no. 100% owner badge, yeah. Need to be a millionaire to get that. Live on YouTube, yeah, I'm gonna be streaming all of the race room races as well. Probably also gonna be making YouTube videos about it. Holy. What is this? Is this French? But yeah, no more caps lock and no more other language, otherwise you get banned. Yup likes the word ban now. What is understeer? No, DTM is, I don't know, probably like C class or so. Okay, this time around we're not getting any signups at all. That's usually always the case. Like, I don't know, the first race of a season has always so many signups, and then people just forget about it somehow. It was the same with PESC yesterday. There was so much interest in PESC for the very start of the season, but then yesterday there was not that much interest anymore. See if Noah gets deleted again by French driver, yeah. Let's see. I hope Noah joins with his main account. But doesn't look like it. The Smurf account is not high enough to get top split, right? It's 11 AM. Yeah, but it was also 11 AM on a Thursday with the first race of DTM. And there we had more signups. So, invalid comment. Ich glaube, das Soft wird extrem niedrig sein, tatsächlich. Does Mo need graphics designers? I am a graphics designer myself. That's what I learned in the real world jobs. So I'm doing pretty much everything myself. No setup video yet, but setup video will come at some point. Can you make liveries? Yep. (992) thoughts? You mean the GT3 car or the Cup car? What their thoughts are, I don't know. Actually, I've never driven the GT3 car, and 992 is obviously the best car ever. XQCL. But he's top tier gifter of all time because no one else of you has gifted 200 yet. Or what was it, 400? No, it was 200, right? Yeah, 200. Moin, Yuri and friends. How was Nos? Wet. Was it actually raining often now? I think Max yesterday said that it was barely raining, but then today I guess more rain again. That was way more warm-up, but the time was so much slower. Lots of death. I don't know, like rain with the GT3s is so bad to drive. What do orcs IRL look for when signing drivers? Raw pace, wins? Do you mean for real-life motorsports or do you mean for sim racing? Because I don't know what you mean by orcs IRL. Because if you mean for real-life driving, in terms of who they sign, that's an easy answer. And I think everyone in here knows that answer. Orcs is teams. Yeah, I know, but do you mean for real-life motorsports? You know, do you mean for sim? I don't know what you mean by that. I know what an orc is. Feel the ABS through the wheel. But usually just normal settings. Like, I don't know why so many people have different issues with force feedback on LMU. I literally just start the game and play, and it's fine. Wait, what time is it for you, Yup? At least try to sleep. $4:55. How can chat lag be so bad? Ah, you slept, okay. I never had like chat lag at all. Didn't matter where I flew to, I never had chat lag. Like I look at the time. It doesn't matter where I'm in the world. I'm looking at like, it's 11 p.m. time to sleep. What sims do we mouse guys compete in? At the moment, like everything, all of the sims. As long as there's a good competition, we compete everywhere. Like this year, we're gonna be competing on Race Room and Rennsport pretty much. So, where's the guy who was asking about what orcs are looking to sign? He didn't answer anymore. He already signed the contract, he's good. Does mouse stand for anything? Yes, it stands for mouse, quite literally. Can make good coffee. Okay, you can go to Hamburg and ask them. How long ago were you 5K? I got my iRacing account in August of 2016, and I think I had 5K iRating in September or October of 2016, so quite a long time ago, yeah. Video editing, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and photo editing, Photoshop. If 10K was possible, I don't know. At some point I just tried to push for it. I mean, I never really looked into iRating too much, and then when Max and Freddy Rasmussen hit 10K, then I was like, okay. When I got closer, I was okay, let's push for 10K. $200 signups only. Any plans to gain back 11? Eventually, at some point. Freddy is. Yeah, he's a Formula 1 world champion, so he's doing F1. You don't get a like a black flag for this, right? Surely not. Top split DTM? I don't think too high. But I cannot say. It's only 200 signups. That's nothing. But yeah, you might probably need 3.9K or so. CapCut good for video editing? I don't know, probably not. Like even on mobile, I used to use CapCut, but when I do like edit my reels or so, I'm using edits from Instagram now. That's OP. It's a really good software. Yeah, I don't know. I only know CapCut for like editing on mobile. But yeah, as I said, edits from Instagram is so good. It's such good enough an app to edit videos. What does an esports team look for in a sim racer before approaching him, and what's involved in the process? Well, you need to be fast. Depends which org, of course. If the org is like very high tier and it's a winning org, then they obviously are looking for like drivers that can win races. So yeah, they basically look at your speed most of all. And then afterwards basically comes if you're actually fitting into the team character-wise. Have you raced with F1 drivers in the past? Yeah, bunch of them. They're always on iRacing every now and then. When was the last time? I think 2 months ago or so. Kimi was in my race, I believe. It's raining. You are kidding me. There's no way. There is no fucking way it's raining. Yeah, a 11% chance for rain, it said. 11%, and we're actually getting rain. Impossible, man. And look at the weather outside in real life right now. It's gonna be like 30 degrees. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Oh man. I mean, in the race it's gonna not rain anymore, I think. But yeah, we're gonna have to start on wets. Who's in here? Johan, Salva, Valentin. Yeah, no one for surely has practiced in wet, but I think Johan has some good experience in the wet. So yeah. Zandvoort IRL is 10% right now. Ah, so we have 11, so it actually is not too bad. But it's gonna stop raining soon. Do I wait though a bit? Track is lightly wet. We might actually be able to join the race with dry tires maybe. Whoa. Yeah, let's just go for it. You drive? No. Have to drive offline. Okay. Now I wished I raced? Oh man. Why do you love rain so well? You practice rain now. So either you're gonna be up the grid somewhere or completely down the grid. No! No! That was such a good lap! I cannot believe it! Yeah, we are last again! Man! How can this always happen to me? It would have been, yeah, it would have been easy pole. Man!
There's the flag. It's over.
Unbelievable. Quick toilet break, BRB. Man, I'm so annoyed at this. How can I always throw it away? Fifth. So, there's small rain coming in, but nothing anymore. It is slightly wet. Dry, yeah, I would also say dry. If Johan is listening, wet tires, wet tires. It's 26 laps, yeah.
One to go. Next time by. Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed. We expect rain soon.
We have
You're on a dry tyre.
rain tires in front of us.
The estimated SOF is 5,213. We expect to be fighting for the podium. Catch start 3, car.
Well, that's gonna be interesting. So, fuel... I'm gonna spin out immediately, let me tell you. The problem is our tires are gonna cool down so much now.
Catch start 3, car.
Pace lap is so slow. I wish I could at least try how much grip I have. But it's just so slow, there's nothing I can try really.
Catch start 3, car.
Oh my god, yeah, there's no grip. There's nothing. I mean, we have a 55-minute race. It should dry up at some point. But yeah, tire change is probably gonna be quicker. I mean, yeah, the cars is... Oh, I forgot. The GT3s are changing tires with the fuel. So they're barely losing any time then, I think. I don't think dries were the play. I think dries was completely wrong. Yeah, they do lose time, but they only lose a couple of seconds, and they're gonna be so much faster now.
About to go green. Stay focused. Post car is off. Time to do your job. Car on your left. Still there. 3 wide. 3 wide. Car on your left. 2 wide. Stay on the right. You're on the right. 3 wide. Left side, 2 wide. Your hole. Hold the line. In the middle, 3 wide. Clear, 2 wide. Clear. Car right. Still there.
There's nothing I can do.
Car right.
Steer!
On the left. Clear. Left side.
Ah!
To the right. Clear. Left side. Still there. You got a slow car on the left. You got a slow car on the left. Clear on the left. Car right. Clear.
The question is, how fast is it gonna dry up? Probably not fast at all.
Still there. Clear.
I should never listen to chat. Not last. I mean, there's not gonna be any time where we're actually going to go faster. We're gonna be lapped in no time. Incredible, really. Okay, we learned something new. Lightly wet is not slick weather.
There's an incident ahead. You got a slow car on the left.
I don't see him. I don't see anything.
On the left. Go right.
Oh, hello, Johan. You got a slow car on the right. Imagine the comeback if it actually went dry now. But yeah, they already have a free pit stop on top of us. Like, they have multiple free pit stops. I think Johan is on slicks too? I don't think so, mate. I think you're seeing the wrong thing. How come? How come? Ja, ja, klar, auf jeden Fall. Because it can't get any worse than this, so I'm gonna stay out and see how it goes. Nah. Is that dry line here? No. It looks dry, but it definitely isn't. This is insane.
Few passes left for you.
So, we're getting a dry line though. Time to gain back P1. It was all a strategic call.
Passes left to finish.
No. If it's gonna rain, I'm gonna...
Just check your box. Left and check.
Only gonna be light rain. It's not gonna do shit. It's not gonna do anything. It must be crossover time soon, like... Yeah, they're still doing 44s. Oof. Okay, I think we're finally there. Who puts this gravel on the road?
Gaining on the current thrust, the gap is 7.1 seconds.
Please, please stop.
Slow car ahead.
Or everyone goes to dries now, and then it starts raining super hard. I would love that. Telling you if it's getting wet again now that we are actually flying again. Yeah, it's fully raining again. Great. We had one lap where we actually were the fastest. Now we're back in the bin. Yeah, it's over. It's raining 100% right now. But yeah, it's supposed to stop raining very soon again, so it doesn't... Going to wets would be bad, or not the right choice. Why would he drive on the wet line? Yeah, no more grip here. Ay.
You're gaining on the car in front. Get in 8.6 seconds.
Is there a possibility to finishing the race without refueling? 25. Well, I think so. How many laps is the race? Right, like what does Cups say right now? "32. I have 10 more laps of fuel right now. Maybe with like some mega fueling? I don't have to refuel. Yeah, but how many laps do you usually save, Yuri, when you do those Fuji races or whatever without going to the pits? And yeah, it's also 5. Yeah, okay, but over 45 minutes, okay.
Right side. Clear on the right. fastest lap of the session.
No, there's no more rain after this. All sunshine afterwards. Come on, turn. Oh, he in the wall. I think I have to refuel. How many laps is gonna be in total? 32, 33?
The car in P3, just hit the fastest lap. 35.655.
Oh, Johan. Almost went out.
Clear on the right.
$33. So 10 more laps from now. 4. I think I should refuel. Like 13 liters. Doing the same thing as Johan, no way. Or pit entry. It's true. Pit entry is gonna be wet. So, I need 5 laps of fuel, right? 5 laps. Can you do 5 times 2.6? 5 times 2.6? Please calculate with me again. It's 5 laps, right? 5 laps that I need of fuel. 13. Copy that. Thank you, chat. Do I need 6 laps or 5 laps in fuel? Not sure actually. Six laps, okay, I need more fuel. Someone binned it. Uh, 16 liters? 16, 16, 16?
Right here.
Okay, 16 it is.
Move it.
Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Hoffi_official subscribed.
Hoffi, moin. Vielen Dank für den Prime. Eiswerbung, ja. sad.
You got a toy car on the right. Chicken flag, chicken flag.
But yeah, interesting comeback. Man, oh man. Okay, Valentin won it. I mean, obviously. Yeah, but that was, yeah. Well, we now know what not to do in a race when it's raining. If it would have been dry, just like maybe 10 minutes earlier or so, there must have been more. But if it just dried out a bit quicker, it would have been fun. But that's also what I don't like about iRacing. Like, in real life, if it stops raining and what's the temperature? 20 degrees. We have 20 degrees, it doesn't rain, and it's not drying for shit. I mean, humidity is high, of course, because it's raining. There was no grip. Ja, auf jeden Fall auf Wet starten. Yeah, but Netherlands, there's always a lot of wind, right? So the wind should also just dry out the track quicker. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely was interesting. Hey there. See our murder. Puddle. Let's investigate. Netcode or not? Okay, no netcode. Yeah. Real life DTM has, I don't know, like 24 cars? DTM Zandvoort 1. Let's apologize to Johan. I hate, like, the Discord search function is the worst in human history. You can never find anyone. Guess I go to the ESL Discord, find him there. There we go. GG, Salva and Valentin. You took the right decision at the start. But yeah, quite the gap there. Valentin did a really good job in the wet, I guess. There's gonna be one more race tonight, yeah. At 8 p.m., which we're gonna do. And hopefully it's gonna stay dry. Well, honestly, this was actually fun in the rain. So I'm gonna be hoping for rain now tonight. But it's not gonna be raining tonight. I think, most likely. Okay, though. Ah, my timer was on the whole time. Oh, man. Well, we're not gonna do pickup, no. Definitely not. We're gonna go offline now. Probably go for a run or so. I have to clean up my apartment a little bit more. Probably finish cutting my video from yesterday about the Pesk race. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's check results. Not results, we wanna have standings. If it's updated yet even. No, it's not updated yet. I actually haven't checked Pesk results. Let's see where we would be right now. 58th. I mean, that's okay. So, I do race on Race Room, yes. So Max is live, so obviously we're gonna do a max rate. What do we need to qualify for Pesk? I don't know, top 32 for Europe, but I'm not gonna qualify. So, we are rating Max. I'm gonna be back online tonight for the second race. I would guess an hour before the race this time around, not 2 hours. But let's see. Maybe an hour and a half before the race, I'm gonna go live. And then hopefully we will have a bit of a better race. This was fun, but we needed a little bit more luck with the weather. Hey, Johan. I mean, it was somewhat fun. At some point when it dried up a little bit more, it definitely got more fun. But yeah, sorry for the little nudge there in the last corner. But yeah, I guess the both of us thought it's gonna dry up quicker. Alright, I'm gonna throw you guys to Max though. Yeah, 10 laps earlier, even just 5 laps earlier would have been good. Yep. See you later tonight, boys and girls.